Morning. It's Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. It's 2:57 a.m. and I'm on my way to go work out. I remember when COVID had kicked in and they were discussing quarantine and furloughs and people being sent home, and it was a serious situation, because you can't take it any other way other than it was a serious situation, because we were and are up against something that we have never encountered. We had never encountered before. Just imagine, one day you're sitting there and you're sitting on your porch and you're having your cup of iced tea or your beer, and you look up into the sky and you see these alien aircraft floating high above, coming closer. And if you remember the movie The War of the Worlds, or I don't know what some of the other ones are, Independence Day, the aliens at some point got pissed off and just started opening up fire and was literally creating chaos. And there was nothing that we could do. It's almost like seeing something that is so far out there that you don't know what to do. That's why, people start running off with toilet paper and a whole bunch of crazy madness. But I said all that to say, when that had happened, which I believe was March 16th or around about 12th to 16th, and people were going home and quarantines and stuff was shutting down, I couldn't knock a politician for shutting things down. I wouldn't know how to deal with it either, and you got to make a decision. But I remember what was said, and I don't remember who said it, and it wasn't anything super prolific, but it was great to be reminded of it. And it was simply that some of the places where we're quarantined at, other people, it would be considered paradise to them. And when I got to thinking about that, I had remembered I had closed a bunch of transactions, a bunch. I mean, I had checks clearing. I mean, it was a far cry from just 6 months ago. And we were in such an abundance at that time. I mean, we weren't concerned about money because it was just coming in, and it was like, I mean, if anything, our money wasn't really buying us anything because there wasn't anything. I remember going to the grocery store and being like, man, there's nothing here. Or at least nothing that I eat. And, long story short, when that statement came up, I had no choice but to sit there and think about, man, do you know how blessed I am? I mean, I really had a strong glimpse, because I could have been sitting there thinking, what if this happened just a few months prior? I mean, I'm the sole provider for my house. How would I feed my kids? How? And I remember my son was out here. He hadn't left yet. And we took a day trip up to, I don't even remember where we went, somewhere up north. It wasn't Sedona, might have been Sedona. And I was like, man, we're so blessed to be able to be in this position to do anything when there's so many people that this hit who weren't prepared. And I gotta be honest, it was God alone, because I couldn't have wrote that script like that. I mean, I must have cleared, I don't know, $30,000 couldn't have wrote that script. And I just remember him saying, man, there's some, I don't remember who it was. He said, he says, some of us are quarantined in areas that other people would consider, it would be their dream. I looked around my house, my car, and I was like, wow, won't he do it? Anyways, I said all that, not to so much go into the quarantine, but to more so put emphasis on there's something that you got that somebody else wishes they had. The same way, there's something somebody else got that you wish you had. We always look on the other side of the street and see or think or feel that they either have it figured out, or that their grass is greener, or that their boo-boo don't stink, or that they got it going on. And little do you know, they might be looking right back at you saying, I wish I had that. Yeah, I got $1 million, but I wish I had my family like that. Yeah, I'm in great shape, but I wish I had the business running like that. And you got to remember something. I can't get over the passage in the Bible where it talks about don't forsake the days of small beginnings. And I can't take that to mean anything other than don't think that what you have right now is not enough. It's not adequate enough. Because what you fail to realize, there's somebody else who's wishing that they had what you had. Now the objective is not to covet, not to not to be an envy, but the objective is to be happy with what you have, because little do you know what you have, somebody else would give anything to have it. I like when people say, that woman that you said wasn't shit, well, I was able to work with it. It's because we as human beings, we're always kind of not happy with what we got, wishing we had something else. Like, hey, we got the Benz, but now we see somebody in the Ferrari, so now we want the Ferrari. So we always wanting something else and never being happy with exactly what we got. And I would just have you consider maybe what you have is more than enough in the moment that you or I start accepting that. The doors of opportunity for the things that we looked at other people and wanted will start becoming things that now we possess and own. I mean, that could be true, it may not be true, but I guarantee I may not have money like the next person, but the person with money may be looking at me saying, I wish I had that drive and ambition. I wish I had that motivation to get up, to put my body in motion, to exercise. How does he do that? How does he do that? And then he has enough, and soon he has the money and he has the willpower. He has it all.